In a previous video, we built this website and deployed it to Cloudflare Workers. And since that time, I've been doing manual deploys from my local machine in order to update the content when a new video is released, or in order to just update the view and like counts. So to fix that today, I'm going to configure automated deploys, and there'll be 4 ways this website will deploy by the end of this video. So firstly, we'll have GitHub pull request previews. We'll have automated deployments on a merge to main of the repo. Then we'll also have scheduled deploys using GitHub Actions. And finally, we'll have a button within the GitHub repo that we can click to manually deploy the website. So let's get started. Within my Cloudflare dashboard, I'm going to go to Compute and AI and then Workers, and then click on View Settings for the website. And the first thing I'll do is click the button here to enable preview URLs, which will be needed for our previews on pull requests. And the second thing I'll do is just scroll down here to click on the GitHub button. I'll choose the repo only, click Install and Authorize. So this all will be pre-filled for me. This all looks good. All of this should work out of the box. But if you need to change your build commands or your deploy commands, you can do so here. I'll click connect. Now, the next thing I need to do is set up a build time environment variable, which will be the YouTube API key that is used to fetch the YouTube data. Now, don't confuse this with a runtime secret, which is here. You want to configure build time secrets down here under build configuration. So variables and secrets, you can see there are none currently for build. So I will add a YouTube API key variable here and click encrypt and save that. With just that, I should already have GitHub pull requests and merge deploys set up. So I'll test that out by creating a new pull request. I'll just go ahead and update the hero so that we can see it live. I'll push this, and I have an alias called LG, which will create a pull request for me. So I'll create a pull request, and we'll see, hopefully, on this pull request, there we go. Workers builds is kicked off. It's going to build this pull request, and in a moment we should see a preview URL. So there we go. It's already told us it's in progress. And if we click on this, there's that change that we made. So in a couple more moments, we should have a preview URL. And there we go. Deployment was successful, and we have our preview URL here. We can click that, and there you go. There's our change that we made. We can review it in our pull request, and then we can go ahead and just merge this in. I'll click merge. And now when I go back to my main page of the repo, we should see a build for this automatically start. So there is that build. So it's going to build the production version of the site. So here is that build log. It's building, so we can see that build was successful. And if we go back to the website, scroll up, refresh, and there's that change. Perfect. So if you don't need scheduled deploys like I'm about to set up, you could stop right here and you've already got preview builds and automatic deploys when you merge to main. But for me, like I mentioned, I want all of these view counts to update periodically. So what I'm going to do from here is make a custom GitHub action that triggers on a set interval and updates the website via GitHub Actions. So what I'll do is over in my settings for the repo, I'll go down to secrets and variables, and I need to create that build time secret here. I'll click on repo secret, and I'll type YouTube API key, drop that in, and from here, I'm going to go ahead and take this opportunity to try the Claude Code for Web app. So I'll connect this to my repo, and we'll just try out this new offering from Anthropic, which is Claude Code on the web. All right, I need to set up a default environment. I'll go ahead and do trusted network access. I'll select my repository. We need to create a custom GitHub Actions workflow for deploying this project to Cloudflare Workers. We should use the custom Wrangler GitHub action provided by Cloudflare, and the standard npm run commands for build and deploy should work. We want this workflow to run every 4 hours and also on workflow dispatch. Okay, let's kick that off and see what we get. I'll help you create a GitHub Actions workflow for deploying to Cloudflare Workers. So it's going to explore a little bit. It's looking for any existing workflows, looking for the Wrangler file. Okay, you can see that it uses Astro and Cloudflare adapter, has a deploy script. I'll create a GitHub action workflow for Cloudflare deployment. All right, looks like it's committing those changes and pushing them up. Okay, so let's see. Created a GitHub Actions workflow for deploying to Cloudflare Workers. All right, so to make it functional, we need to create the Cloudflare API token. So we'll do that in a moment. So let's go check out this branch real quick and see what we have. We have one commit from Claude. We've got a GitHub action workflow that is scheduled for every 4 hours and has a workflow dispatch option, which allows us to click a button from the GitHub Actions section. So it looks like it's going to check out the code, set up node, install dependencies, build, and then do a deploy. So let's go ahead and set up this API token here. I think I just need edit workflow or edit workers. Could probably simplify this, but for now I'm going to just go ahead and do this. And I'll click continue, create token. Copy this token and we'll go back to GitHub. We need Cloudflare API token. So we'll go to settings, secrets and variables, actions, new repository secret, paste this, and then Cloudflare API token, add that secret in there. Then we will go to this branch, we'll go ahead and create this PR, and I'm going to go ahead and merge it. So now what I should have is a new GitHub action here deployed to Cloudflare Workers. And because I have a workflow dispatch trigger, we have this run workflow. I can click this button to deploy it, and it's on that event timer, so that will automatically fire every 4 hours. Let's just go ahead and test this out. So deploy to Cloudflare Workers. We'll see if this works. Okay, so that failed. YouTube API key is required. So we did already configure this here in the repo secrets, but we didn't pass that along in our GitHub action. So we'll see if Claude can make that change for us. We forgot to specify the environment variable YouTube API key. This key already lives on our repository secrets, so we just need to set it as an environment variable during the build step. Okay, so there's the change that it made. So back in the repo, I'll go ahead and just push this in, adding that to the workflow. All right, so now let's try again. I'll click on run workflow. Okay, it's going to set up node, going to install dependencies, and it'll build the project. And this is where it failed before, so we'll see if that is successful this time. There we go. So it fetched successfully those YouTube videos, and that worked just fine this time, and it's deploying to Cloudflare. Success. Uploaded one file, 1.38 seconds. All right, so with that, now we have a workflow in our GitHub repo that we can just go to and click on deploy whenever we need to do a manual deploy, maybe after a video is released. And all of those view counts that are shown on the website will update once every 4 hours, which is plenty for me. And that will prevent me from having to do any manual deploys. So that's it for this video. If you found it useful, please give it a like, subscribe if you want to see future content like this. Thanks for watching.